You've heard of powerful people, CEOs, emperors, world leaders. But what if I told you the secret to true power isn't in your title, wealth, or even physical strength? The secret lies in your mind. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, holds the key to unlocking a form of power that doesn't depend on external circumstances, but instead on how you control your inner world. In this video, we'll dive into how Stoicism can help you become unstoppable, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stoicism teaches us that true power comes from controlling the one thing you can always control, yourself. Not your job, not your bank account, and definitely not other people. The first principle of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. The idea that in life, we have two types of things. Things you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Things you cannot control, other people's behavior, the past, the future, the weather, the traffic. Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius remind us that our focus should be on what we can control and letting go of the rest. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do is stop stressing over things outside your control. The more you focus on what you can't change, the less power you have. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, something you can't change. Stoics teach us not to waste energy on frustration. Instead, you can control your response. You can listen to a podcast, reflect on your goals, or just enjoy a moment of peace. By focusing on your reaction, you preserve your energy and maintain your inner calm, which is where true power lies. The second principle is emotional mastery. Power isn't about being emotionless. It's about managing your emotions, not letting them control you. The Stoics knew that emotions like anger, fear, and jealousy could hijack your judgment, making you weak. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is key. Most of our emotional struggles are rooted in imagination. We worry about the future, fear what others think, or obsess over things that might never happen. The Stoic way is to embrace the present, focusing on what is, not what could be. When you stop letting fear or anger cloud your mind, you gain control over your actions and reactions. Another powerful Stoic practice is negative visualization. This technique might sound strange, but it's actually one of the most effective ways to gain strength and inner power. What is it? It's the practice of imagining the worst-case scenario, not to dwell on it, but to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for hardship. By visualizing losing everything, your job, your loved ones, your wealth, you train yourself to face adversity with grace and strength when it eventually comes. It's a paradox. The more you prepare for loss, the more you appreciate what you have. This doesn't make you paranoid, it makes you resilient. In a world full of unpredictability, resilience is a form of power. The Stoics also believed in the importance of virtue and purpose. The most powerful leaders throughout history didn't just build their empires on strength or riches, they built them on values. For Stoics, virtue means living according to reason, courage, justice, and wisdom. This is how you build a life of integrity, one that attracts respect, influence, and power. When you align your actions with your core values, you radiate confidence and authenticity. You don't need to manipulate others or rely on external validation. You act because it's right, and people notice that. True power comes from living a virtuous life, and over time, that's what earns you authority and influence. Finally, let's talk about self-discipline. The Stoics believed that self-control was the bedrock of all true power. If you can't control your own impulses, your desires, your anger, your need for instant gratification, then you are controlled by them, and that makes you weak. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, constantly reminded himself to control his impulses, to act in a measured way, and to focus on the long term, rather than seeking fleeting pleasure. This is the essence of self-discipline, the ability to delay gratification, to focus on long-term goals, and to live by a higher standard than what the world often demands. Powerful people don't seek instant results or shortcuts. They know that true success is earned over time through hard work, persistence, and the ability to stay focused even when it's difficult. Stoicism isn't about denying your humanity or ignoring your desires. It's about channeling your emotions, your mind, and your willpower into what matters most. It's about becoming the master of your own life, and in doing so, becoming a force to be reckoned with. When you practice Stoicism, you'll find that the real power comes from within, your ability to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This is the kind of power that nobody can take away. So, if you want to become unstoppable, to tap into the power that comes from within, then start with the Stoic principles of self-control, emotional mastery, resilience, and virtue. And remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That's the secret to real, lasting power.